So I'm not sorry because the guy who tells me he hates me because of whatever just got killed? Yeah, maybe not.
In the United States, white privilege is in everything we do, every step we take. I have to inhale the air that we breathe, which is white privilege. Period.
Hey, this is Seiko, Fly Guys, Seiko from the Fly Guys podcast. There are times when I interview people that I really don't necessarily agree with, or I don't agree with all of their positions. This is one of those times. But enjoy the ride.
Stay fly. You're listening to The Fly Guy Show. They do everything on the fly and in such a fly manner. Stay fly.
After all that party. The views expressed on The Fly Guy podcast by the guests of The Fly Guy podcast are only the views of the guests, unless we say we agree. Unless explicitly stated.
Hey, this is Ernie Thomas here on the Bold School Podcast. You're listening to Psycho Vonner's Fly Guy Podcast. Support, like, subscribe, and share. He's saying some good things. Share it. Don't keep it to yourself.
2-1, it's your man DJ Seiko for another episode of Fly Guys Podcast. I have the beautiful Tessa, the queen. I have cousin Sam in the house, and we're about to get started. The topic for tonight is ally, being an ally. There's rules, it's ish. But let's start off by a little Biggie reference. Being an ally, there's rules to this ish. And interestingly enough, this whole concept really kind of started with you, Sam.
Me?
Yeah, years ago, the Million Man March was happening in D.C., and I was in the area and we were hanging out, and I said, yeah, I want to go to the march. And you said something really, I'm not going to support that. And I can't remember the term that you used, but you pretty much said, I'm not going to support Farrakhan. And I was like, oh, really? And I was like, interesting. And then later on, we had some other conversations. And in our last podcast, I asked the question, based on the conversation I had with Tess, if I could still, interact with information from people like Tariq Nasheed and Umar Johnson and still be allies. And, you answered, Chuck answered. And so that's what brings us here tonight. The term, the concept of being an ally and what are the rules and, when it comes down to a lot of different things. Eddie, you had a really interesting response. You said that they have some information that's germane and it pertains to some of the advancement in the quote-unquote black community, even though there's some other things that you really can't rock with.
Right. And so, part of being an ally, you're right, they do have good information. They have some as it pertains to us as a black people. But, do I agree with everything they say? Hell no. So it doesn't mean that it doesn't invalidate because you study them and because you follow them, it doesn't invalidate your willingness to reach across the aisle, as it were, or to across the lines and to partner with other facets of the community, because I think that's really what's lacking. There are some people that are so polarized in their beliefs and their ideologies that they isolate various factions of the entire black community.
Here it comes.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I think that's from a position of privilege. I think that people that don't have the same struggle can say that. I feel oftentimes, unfortunately, that when I hear that, that is the parallel conversation that I hear white people say. So, they say things like, well, we really need to just focus on poverty because we're looking for a commonality. We're leaving out a whole group of people because we can't see our common ground. But you're a racist, so can we talk about that? Because that's affecting me. I'm dealing with racism. And so when men talk about their position, and I'm like, I'm affected by sexism. So if you're saying negative things like Umar Johnson says about women, then no, I can't fuck with you because I am a woman. And when you say things about homosexuals, then I can't fuck with you either because I'm also gay. So I can't split myself. So I can't say it's okay for you to do this part and not this part. I think that if you're really for all Black people, that includes me, who happens to be gay.
Fair.
Mic drop.
Fair. Very nice. Fair enough. You know what? And you can't argue that. It goes, I guess, and that speaks right to what I said something last week. I had to post something because I was over this whole Nipsey Hussle, the whole, all of it. I mean, I'm sorry, and it stemmed from somebody I copied somebody's post, and just like I reposted, a young brother had posted something on Instagram about, he wasn't really sorry that he was dead. While he was sorry he got killed, but he was like, oh, well, then, while the whole world is grieving and falling out. And so the responses that came at him were just troubling to me. So and so my stance was like, okay, I'm sorry that a young Black father has gotten killed, his life has been taken. I'm sorry for his partner. That's about it. That's all I can give you. But I was like, here again, I said, so point number two was, never been called a faggot, punk, a sissy, a dyke, a bulldagger, or anything like that, or you've called somebody those names, use that kind of hate speech towards somebody, you don't really have a position to tell anybody in the LGBT community how they should feel or how they should mourn the loss of somebody who has used that kind of hate speech toward them. I'm like, I mean, me personally, I didn't even know who the hell he was until they got shot. Okay. I mean, granted, he did some good things in his community, great. And I feel like in time he would have evolved and, gotten educated about his wayward views on the LGBT community. I'm like, I feel like that. Because,
or maybe not.
Or maybe not. Either way, my empathy is about right there. I'm sorry. I don't like to see Black people get killed. I don't like Black on Black violence. However, I was trying to tell people, I was like, you can't get mad because, so I'm not sorry because the guy who tells me he hates me because of whatever just got killed? Yeah, maybe not.
That's interesting. Sam.
Oh, you?
Because this all started when, like I said,
you always trying to blame me for stuff. Y'all's tricky. Y'all trying to put a lot of shit on me.
Well, you don't have to deal with the Nipsey piece.
Oh no, I can. Because I kind of agree. Look, I applaud everybody who's doing their thing. But if you're not for me, fuck you. That's how it is. That's just how it is. If you're not for me, fuck you. You stay over there. I stay over here. I mind my business. You mind yours. You leave me the fuck alone. I leave you the fuck alone. That's how it is. A lot of these rappers have a lot of hate speech. And these kids absorb it. And also in their family lives, they absorb this shit and they spew it back out. And we're the ones who get the brunt of it. I can't walk down the street with who I want to. I can do what I want to, but in the back of my mind, I got to think about, all right, where am I? Do I got to fuck somebody up? And if I do, is this going to be the last thing I do?
No, like
I may not. I mean, come on, to be very honest, I mean, it's the reality. Shit happens in this world.
Shit happens.
Not everybody is for us. But also, I can talk about myself being black. You're always aware of your surroundings. Point blank, period. You pay attention to what's going on around you. You scoping everybody out because you never know when something might pop off. Not everybody treats us the same. And the whole point about being like we get to the point of being an ally, the ally, the term is mixed emotions for me.
Really? How so?
Because on one end, I can understand, people say they support and stuff like that. But I'm always the type of person, I'm going to tell you this, I am pessimistically optimistic. And when people tell me that they support, and I'm like, I feel that people don't have a problem with gay people as long as it's not part of their inner circle. It's not part of their bubble. If it's their distant cousin or if it's somebody else, some people, they don't have a problem. But when it comes close to home, I feel like people have a different issue.
Well, you know what?
It becomes close. Most people don't have a problem with certain things if it's not too close to them. I mean, that's all right and stuff, whatever. But I feel like when it's something that's close, when it's a kid, it's a parent, etc., I feel like sometimes people have issues.
Ed.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of get where I get where Sam is coming from. But you're right. I think there's some people, I think it's a matter of comfort. He's absolutely right. It's a comfort zone issue because I had to check my straight work boyfriend. Don't ask.
Yeah, okay. Where did you do that
at? So my straight work boo, right? So I said, yeah.
Hold up, you called him straight work boo?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've had to check him several times because we'll go out, you want to hang out and we've been to so we've gone to. Okay. So, and I've told him, I said, if we go here, this is what I need you to do. Don't okay. So there's a bar in DC called Nelly's. A sports bar. It's a sports bar.
Is this the one across the street from your house?
No, that's the Eagle. You don't want to go there.
That's the leather bar, right?
That's the leather bar. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, I did learn about. I used the correct term, right? I'm learning. Go ahead.
But so we go to Nelly's, and he says, "Hey, So I tell him, don't leave me. I said, stay with me, and I got you. And he didn't do that. And right. he goes up the steps. He stands at the door, at the entrance to the patio. And so he's nice looking. And guess what? You're a nice looking man in a gay bar. Sweetie, everybody that comes in that door is now going to stand at the entrance. And so rather than you stay by me, and so I can introduce you to people and be like, oh yeah, this is my dude, blah, 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 get the fuck. You know what I'm saying? So I can deflect your way, and then you have a whole crisis because you stand at the door and bam, they're oogling at you and cruising you, and I'm like, and I'm looking at you like you over there dying. I'm like, well, bitch, get over here. I can help you from across the room, you jackass. Like, what the fuck?
All right.
You feel me? So there have been times I've had to check him for stupid shit like, okay, you can like, he's okay until we go out and somebody thinks he's gay. I'm like, nigga, check yourself. really check yourself. Like, it's not that serious. Now, if you're out of your element, and so then he has to overcompensate, and it's a whole toxic masculinity. Like,
sorry.
Okay. And then it's a whole piece of he's got to do all this extra stuff to kind of, you know, I'm not gay. I'm like, you know what? I said, and I keep trying to tell him, I said, dude, when you have to do extra to prove that you're not gay, it makes you look gay. It makes you look gay. It makes people think you're doing the most.com. Like, stop, dude. You gotta do all that.
Okay.
But anyway.
Ally.
but yet, and so I've had to, like, again, checking him with stupid shit like, dude, like I've told him, I said, you use the F word, I'm gonna punch you in your throat. Like, real talk. Like, I said, you can't be cool. Like, he got mad. He was a little freak out. I'm like, dude, I was like, either you cool with it or you not cool with it. There's no middle ground. If you my friend, you my friend. Like, if either you cool with gay people or you not cool with gay people. You can't be cool with some gay people, and because you're looking at me like, oh, well, you're not that kind of gay. No, nigga, it's all the same thing. Because I promise you, at the end of the day, when the doors close, somebody's sucking some dick. It's all cool.
Yes. Okay. All right. Okay.
I mean, that's how
okay.
However that goes, however that plays out. But guess what? There's 2 men in the room. Something's going on. Like, for real. Like, so you can't be selective about your gays. Either you cool or you not cool.
All right. So is he an ally?
He is, because you know what? Now, what's funny though is that he won't. Don't say nothing crazy about me, because I promise you, he'll fight you.
Interesting.
Like, for real, like, so we've gotten to a point where, you know, he's just like, look, I'm not going to, you know.
Okay.
So he's an ally, because again, if it comes to it, that's my dude, that's my boy. I'll take him to the fight.
So he can be an ally and be uncomfortable around other gay people, but he can be an LGBTQ ally.
Yeah, because everybody is different. For us, this is who we are, this is our life, and this is our experience. For them, it's something different. And so the thing about it is they have all these things they learn, and then they interact with people like us, and they're like, but
you don't like, you're not that flaming sissy.
Yeah, or some of them will be like, sometimes I think the mentality comes because we're gay, we're these foreign alien creatures. Mm-hmm. And then when people sit and have a conversation with us, and they're like, oh, you like your dick sucked too. You just want another dude to do. And I'm like, yeah. And sometimes they say, yeah, but not you. But that you kind of have to do that. So everyone has their different level of comfortability.
You have to check them. Something like, look, you have to be. What happened to? There she is. I'm like, where'd she go?
Right.
All right, so he can be uncomfortable around other gays and still be an ally.
Well,
and he like personalities. Like, can he be Republican and support Pence?
Oh no, that's gonna get you punched. That'll get you punched in your throat. Now, yeah, that Republican shit, nah.
Okay. Can he? I don't know. I don't know anybody now who's like super anti. Super. Well, okay. I recently had the Irritated Genie here in Hampton Roads. You know, I like listening to conscious thought speakers and such. And I had some pushback because of his views dealing with the LGBTQ community, although his main piece is he wants to stop pedophiles.
But
we shouldn't even be associated with pedophiles. Get out of here with that.
Amen.
I don't.
Like, what is that?
Right.
Like, I got it. Like, for real, let me tell you something. And I'll say this as a parent.
Yeah.
If you talk to my kids, I'm ripping your neck. What? I'll be in jail. Like, I don't like kids. I'm a teacher. I don't like kids. I don't like, and I don't know where I don't know how pedophilia and homosexuality are tied to it, because most pedophiles are straight men.
Okay, do we really want to have this conversation? Because do we want?
Go ahead.
It's actually being raped, molested.
Come on, Queenie. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Do we really want to have this conversation? Because I got some pictures under my coffee table that's in plastic of a whole bunch of men in my family, and I'm sure a lot of other black families have those pictures too. So are we really going to talk about who is actually raping and grooming our children? Do we want to have that conversation?
I think we should. That's one of the irritated genie's concerns. That's one of my concerns is we have too many pedophiles in our community, and we allow it to happen.
But it has nothing to do with being gay.
Right.
I'm not saying that. I was simply saying that was part of his talk. And he also talks about empowerment. He talks about some other stuff. And at the end of that talk, I did walk away feeling a little uncomfortable.
I'm sure you should. Because, again, to associate the LGBT community with pedophiles is bullshit. That's a tag that gets put on us that, like, that's nope. And I don't understand how we get lumped in that. And there's some pilgrims that do believe in that man boy love for. That's some.
Yeah, I mean, because you do have NAMBLA, and NAMBLA is now starting to say the same. They're using the language that it's just the way God made me, that I'm attracted to young boys. The National Man-Loving Boy Association. And so now they're saying that, and I think is what's lumping it together. I don't know.
That's part of white privilege. Because that's white men who feel like they have access to anything and anybody that they want to. And so, I'm not buying that bullshit. Like,
so does white privilege tie into homosexuality and the LGBTQ community heavily? I know we've talked about the differences, possible differences, based on what you said. Not what I said, based on what you said, in white gays and melanated gays.
Well, interestingly enough, that comes to the point of where we talk about why do we need Black Pride? Well, Black Pride, because first of all, that's a whole different set of circumstances. While we might be all same gender loving on that level, however, that's where we cease. That's where our commonality ceases, because you know what? Because they don't have any other cultural identifiers, then they lead with their gayness, and that is their identifier. But we don't have that option. We don't have that option. As melanated people, we don't have that option. You see us, you see my black ass first before you see anything else. Before I open my mouth, you know what I'm saying? Before I can come in and do 3 twists and a slap and death drop on the floor, bitch, before I do any of that, you see my black ass walk in the door. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
you see big black man come in the damn door. And so guess what? And so we got to deal with that first, and that all the poor treatment that comes with that before you can discriminate against me because I like men. Before we can get there, You know what I'm saying? Before we can deal with the SGL piece, no, we got to deal with that first. And so they don't have that encumbrance.
Okay, no, hold up. Before we deal with the SGL piece,
same gender loving.
Thank you.
My bad.
For the uninitiated, we want to make sure everybody's on the same team or understands what we're saying.
Let me just say that white privilege comes into every aspect of life, right? And so if you are so privileged that you don't have to recognize that whenever you speak, you think it's your norm, you think that is the norm. So when you go to get your hair cut, you don't ask the barber, do you specialize in black hair or Asian hair, or Hispanic hair or Latinx hair? You just go get your hair cut and you think that it's a normal thing. So when my son was little, we used to go to Lynn Haven and they had the cartoon cuts there. And he wanted to go get his hair cut.
Okay.
Right? And so he couldn't because they didn't have a barber that could cut his hair. So he was upset that he couldn't get his hair cut there. In United States, because I don't say America, because that's the whole Western Hemisphere, but that's another story. So I say in United States, we deal with...
She's one of them.
Proceed.
So welcome to the Fly Guys podcast.
In the United States, white privilege is in everything we do, every step we take. I have to inhale the air that we breathe, which is white privilege, period. And the closer we get to whiteness in our society, we deem that as better. So racism, white privilege, white supremacy, all those things come into play even when we are talking about LGBTQIA+. So
there's a plus now?
Oh yeah. There is a plus.
His head is about to explode.
Okay, for the uninitiated, what's the plus?
It's long now. It used to be LGBT. Now it's a QIA LMNOP. It's too long. Just for you, LGBT, we're just going to stick with that for right now. We're going to keep it just for that. Just for you.
I'm old school. When your mom say, is you gay?
I mean, no disrespect. I think that, all people should be acknowledged to the best of our ability, right? And so when people are asexual, I'm not asexual. However, there are people that are asexual, and they should have acknowledgement as well.
Stay fly.
There are people that are queer, people that are questioning, people that are in categories that we have not been able to define just yet, but definitely not heterosexual or heteronormative or cisgender or so in order to include all these people, I think they have a right to be here.
Okay, all right, I get the plus now. All right, just didn't know there was a plus. I thought I was up on it. I was like, I can spell all the letters. I'm evolved.
Yeah.
It's levels to this stuff, Okay, so, all right, good. So we talked about white privilege. We talked about allies, but we only really kind of dealt with allies from a sexual orientation and all the other stuff Tessa just said aspect. Are there other allies and are there levels? If there's spectrums to these things, are there spectrums to being an ally? Is there a far left ally, a middle ally, a far right ally?
I personally don't think that there are really levels to it. I feel like either you are or you are not. Because, I mean, that's with anything. You can't tell me that you're an ally, but yet you will stab me in my back or sell my ass to the wolves or throw me into the bus. No.
How much are the wolves paying?
No, not
Exactly.
Please. All right, I had to throw that jab. Okay. So you are, you not. Now, and that kind of takes me back, and we have 6 minutes left. It kind of takes me back to your work friend. I can't remember the term you used, but you said he's uncomfortable in that environment.
Well, he's
an ally.
Yes.
All right. And you earlier said that you can listen to some of these personalities who may not embrace the LGBTQIA+, I did it, community in totality, but have some other issues that deal with Black people, melanated people, people of African descent, whatever term you want to use, and they can still be allies.
Nah.
You just said they are or they're not.
Well, you're right. And you know what? I mean, in that context, you're right. Either they are or they're not. Because you know what? You're not going to tell me, you can't spew to me this whole, just like I said, if you are the spewer of said hate, yeah, kick rocks in open-toe shoes. Like, real talk. Just kick rocks in open-toe shoes and drink gas and eat a match. Like, because at the end of the day, so when you said, could you be an ally, but see, you can, because you are discerning enough to pick from their rantings the things that are positive, and you don't subscribe to the negativity, then that for you, that's fine. But for the originators of the bullshit,
Oh, no, I disagree. I can't do Umar. I just cannot. And I feel like
Umar, is that the big black dude?
Umar Johnson.
Hold on, let me look this motherfucker up real quick.
Okay. So the reason that I can't do Umar Johnson is because I feel like ignorance is ignorance.
Yeah, you.
And I can't just, if I'm allergic to, let me put it to you this way. If I'm allergic to peanuts, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you give me a dish that's fantastic. It's wonderful. It's delicious. It's got all the things in it, except for it has peanuts in it, and I'm allergic to peanuts. I can't fuck with it.
Right.
And you know what? This is Umar Johnson. Oh, fuck him. Fuck him sideways with a donkey dick. Like, real talk, with a big knot in it and a curve. Nah, hell no. Most ignorant motherfuckers that I've ever seen. Ever. Yo, I'm sorry, I'm about to call you by your government name because I've called you that my whole life.
So I can't do. So my thing is this. I feel like everybody's on a journey, and I get that, right?
Right.
But my allies have to be willing to continue to walk that journey and not say, okay, I've gotten here and this is where I'm stopping at. Because I don't see that as an ally. We have so much more to learn in this journey. And so, we use the word woke. And so my mother, when she first found out that I was gay, she never would say it. And then probably about 2 years in, she said to me, I'm going to say it. I had no idea what she was talking about. I'm going to say it. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say this. And I said, well, go ahead and say it. She said, I'm going to just say this. I'm going to say this thing to you. And I was just like, Mom, go ahead and say what it is that you have to say to me. you're a lesbian. So it took her 2 years for her to be able to say that I was a lesbian. 2 years. Now, about 2 years ago, now, we were at the hospital. My cousin was having a baby, and we were just talking about, life. And she said, well, I guess I'm going to have to walk you down the aisle because my dad passed away 4 years ago. And I said, Mom, what are you talking about? She says, well, I was just thinking, your sister's getting ready to get married, and, your dad's not here, so I guess I have to walk her down the aisle, and if you get married, then I'm going to have to walk you down the aisle too. That's growth. That's still walking on that journey. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's just, and so while she may not have in the very beginning said that, she was still willing to take that walk. And so that's what I'm looking for when I talk about allies. So if I say to an ally, I find this to be offensive, I don't think that an ally should argue with me and tell me, no, it's not. I think an ally should say, tell me more about that.
Okay. We have 30 seconds left. I love that last story. That was definitely what we need to hear. Yeah. Sam, last words.
I don't have it. Her story. That's it. That's what an ally should be. An ally goes through a journey. That's it. I don't want to be it.
Okay. Ed, last words.
She said it. Walk with me and understand. And be willing to take the journey.
Yeah. You said amen? Your mother is so proud. Hey, thank you guys for being on The Fly Guy. This is part one, because I know Tessa got more to say. And Tessa, thanks for joining us on The Fly Guy podcast. Hey, I love all of y'all.
The views expressed on The Fly Guy podcast by the guests of The Fly Guy podcast are only the views of the guests, unless we say we agree. Unless explicitly stated.
Stay fly, stay fly, stay fly, stay fly, stay fly.
Stay conscious. Stay fly.
Stay fly, stay fly, stay fly, stay fly, stay fly.
Sam, what's your movement, man?
Right now, I'm on IG, Sam Corner 2018. I'm trying to move into more of a direction of positivity. There's still some sarcasm, though, because that's me, but that's it. And right now, like I told you, I got 2 business things I'm working on right now, so I'm focusing my energies on that simultaneously. Because I'm like, it's time to move from one station to another, and it's just that time. Everything is starting to align, so I'm just moving forward.
Understood. Salute that. The Queen. Queen, tell us about your movement. What are you up to?
Oh, well, I am a Unitarian, and I'm very active in my church.
Well, for the uninitiated, what is a Unitarian?
Oh, well, a Unitarian Universalist believes that you should find your own truth, that we are a behavior-based religion and not a belief system. So we're not based on what you believe, we're based on your behavior. And I'm very active. I am the co-chair of the Racial Justice Task Force at our church, and I keep people in line. I hold people accountable.
Yes, she does. Yes. Hey, have you ever visited a Unitarian church, Sam?
Nope.
You might want to check it out. You might want to. Next time you in the 757, we'll have to take you by.
Okay.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Well, the topic of the night is